Hello and welcome to WONDERTALK episode 21. If you're not familiar with this series, it coincides with a playthrough on my Sith Inquisitor Javiik, but in this shorter series, I talk about my character's roleplay, history, and specifically the story that we make up as we go. At the very end of the last episode of the playthrough, I finally reached the location that I have been kind of daydreaming, I guess, in my mind of where Javiik would finally find his mother. If you've missed some of the previous episodes, Javik's mother and him were enslaved by the Empire kind of by accident as they ran into Republic space and they were separated. Javiik wound up on Dromund Kaas and eventually in the Sith Academy, while his mother was sent to Balmorra. They were split up and Javiik didn't really know her fate until now. He obviously knew she was a slave and he'd heard that she had wound up on Balmorra, but didn't know much more than that. And one of his big goals once he had the, opportunity to become a Sith, was to gain enough power, clearance, influence, and credits, as well as a ship. Ships don't come cheap. Luckily, he was granted one to get to Balmorra and try and find his mum. Luckily, his Sith Master also sent him there. So I'm hoping in the next episode of WONDERTALK we'll be able to actually live that encounter between Javiik and his mother, and I'm imagining it's going to be a very emotional one. So I have a very important question for you guys this episode of WONDERTALK, and if you're not familiar with this series, part of it is that I ask you guys questions and you guys get to weigh in what you think will happen in this personal story that we're kind of writing around Javiik. I'm not sure we're crafting it though, that's for sure, our story for him. So my important question to you guys is when Javiik finds his mother, this is not a question of if he'll find her, he is going to find her on Balmorra. Do you think she'll leave with him and escape the planet, or she'll stay put? Maybe she wants to stay put and help provide intelligence about the way slaves are treated to Javiik so Javiik could pass it on. Maybe she's fallen in love with someone because her husband is presumed dead and she doesn't want to leave them and Javiik can't help both of them escape. Maybe there's some other reason that she wants to stay and not leave, or at least not leave immediately. Or maybe she'll accept Javik's, I don't know exactly what Javik's going to offer her. He has a ship, but he's got a lot of things to do on Balmorra first. Maybe he can come back and get her once his mission's done and fly away with her. Do you think Javiik would even be allowed to take her? As a Sith, he has actually a lot of power. I believe he's still an apprentice, but he's an apprentice to a very important person. He's got a lot of leeway there. Or do you think the slavers, the Imperial slavers, I assume they're government slavers? I'm not entirely sure how slaves work in the Empire. I just know it's allowed. I just kind of assumed his mum was working in some way for the Empire, not for an individual. Do you think they would let her leave, or would there be a big fight over it? Javiik can't go freeing all the slaves. The Empire would not appreciate that, and Javik's still trying to keep a bit of a low profile because he can't fight another Sith. He's not strong enough. So, long story short, do you think Javik's mother can leave with him? And do you think she will leave with him? Leave your answer in the comments below and it will be incorporated into this story about Javiik and his mother on Balmorra. I'll see you guys on the next episode of WONDERTALK. Bye!